Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of Heroes Untapped. It is the 30th of September 2015, and we're bringing you another awesome show tonight. I've got Morton, a community event extraordinaire, on the show. I've got Chop, the extreme Heroes League player / team player who's been seen playing for many teams, different scrims, but is now a part of an own actual team. And also joining me on the night show is a bit of a special guest. We have Amayze from YouTube Gaming. Hey guys, what's going on tonight? How has your week in the Nexus been? Morton, tell me, good sir, are you excited for this weekend?
Yeah, it's gonna be, man. Yeah, it's gonna be better than the first one, so I'm pretty hyped for it.
That's it. So we'll get straight into the news. I know I asked you guys how good you've been in the week, but we've just got so much exciting news. I think we'll just skip straight into it. There've been a couple of delays tonight already. So it's Morton. This weekend is the ANZ Royal Rumble, the weekend community event, which takes a no holds bars approach to pick up groups for tournament play. It's a solo sign-up tournament, which is solo sign-up tournament where players are actually spread across teams in an event to try and spread the skill cap, would you say? Make teams fair? Anyway, tell us about your event happening on the weekend.
So yeah, you sign up solo, you get put in teams, try to balance it out. The tournament's all broadcasted on Disconcur's Twitch, and it's just pretty much just an all-round fun event for the whole ANZ community. So
awesome. So this is number 2. We've already had number 1 event go off a couple weeks ago, 4 or 5, 6 weeks ago or something.
Probably a month ago. And
it was a pretty cool event. How is this one going to top it? How is this one going to be better?
Well, I've learned from a lot of mistakes that kind of made the previous tournament drag out for, I don't know, 10 hours or something. Yeah. So we changed the format and, yeah, just kind of better idea of balancing the teams as well. So it's just going to be kind of a more kind of smooth running event that won't go on for too long.
Yeah.
Just be general fun.
All right, so it's a lot more just administration changes to the event as such. Yeah. Chop, did you play in the last ANZ Rumble?
Well, here we go.
Yes, I did. I had the honor of competing alongside my fellow community members. I guess Morton made me a captain, and so it was a lot of fun. You know, getting to know some people I've never played with before, introducing them to kind of more competitive strategies, drafting things like that. You know, we were fairly successful, so looking forward to round 2.
Yeah, was it hard trying to deal with like people that was it people that you normally played with before, or like did you get like 4 people that you've never even seen their tags log on before? What was that like playing with people you normally don't play with?
It was mostly people I'd never played with before, actually. Although a few of them didn't show up, but Morton had a high number of subs available to play, so a few people I did know happened to get on the team as well. But it kind of worked. It was a really good dynamic. Everybody was, polite to each other, and we kind of meshed pretty well on the fly. We didn't practice or anything like that. But we had a lot of fun.
It's like really good opportunity to for newer players to sort of learn some of the ropes of the game as well. Like those casuals are trying to get more into not even the competitive scene, but just to be general players. It's did you have any clashes with anyone during the event on your team, or was it all smooth sailing?
Well, I can't, speak for other teams involved, but we really didn't. I mean, we didn't do particularly well in the tournament, but despite that, there were no clashes. We had a lot of fun, and I know after that, there's a few people that I added, and we've been doing, team league once in a while, quick matches, hero league. Yeah. So I think that's been, really good success for the tournament in that regard.
So you've really made some really good friendships and bonds between with some people from it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to round 2. I don't know who Morton's gonna throw on my team, but I'm sure they'll be just as friendly and good bunch as the previous round.
Yeah, as long as you pay me, buddy.
We'll talk details after this.
You're getting 4 rank 50 guys. You're set. How many placement matches are you in? What are placement matches? Chop's team.
There we go.
I know a guy.
Yeah, some of those players will surprise you, though. It's a good way for newer players to really get themselves some exposure. So.
All right. It's too easy. And so, Amayze, I don't know what has been your involvement so far in the Rumbles, but have you watched any of the Rumbles? Did you yourself partake in the first?
I signed up for one of the early ones, but binned it and had to message Morton on the fly. But I've been keeping up with them, and I tried to check in with Morton and ask him how they're going every now and then. But I'm going to sign up for this week's one. I'll be signing up either this evening or tomorrow morning.
Are we going to see an alternative Amayze stream for those who aren't too interested in our casting?
We'll do a potato team stream. I think that'll be the go. And I think Morton's going to have to handicap my rank. And put me at maybe rank 20 or something, just to help my team out.
Yeah. Don't believe those ranks; they're lies, boys. I was 5-man carried to rank 1. All right. Well, just another interesting question to make. So, I'd like to get your opinion as well on the events, because you're obviously a streamer on YouTube Gaming, and you do obviously a lot of stuff with the community. What's an event like this mean for like sort of you and your sort of a community on YouTube? Like, because this is a really good opportunity for maybe you, a couple of your viewers, to possibly even play together in a tournament like this, or play against each other or something. So, what are your opinions on this event like this?
I actually, like, before I'd even thought about participating in it, thought that Morton was onto something really good, because it is a great opportunity for people of all skill levels to play together, and I think there are probably some really hilarious moments that come out of the games that happen. Just some clutch plays from like a rank 49 that nobody would have thought of would have saved the game, and businesses like that. And I think it would make for some really good highlight reel at some point if people wanted to throw their replays into the basket.
Can't believe he took Sanctification. Oh my god, look at that. The entire team is still alive.
Yeah.
The Sanctification secret plays. I'm really looking forward to it. I got the honour of casting the first one. Had heaps of fun. It was a big day, 11 hours, but it was still a lot of fun, and I loved it. I'll tell you what, those 36-minute games coming out from KVA's team, I mean, I swear they practiced that, because that's like almost every game.
The few games that I've played with KVA, he leads really well, even if you're not in voice comms or anything. So I can imagine.
Yeah, there's some superstars. So actually, just Morton, do we have a list of what superstars are going to be leading the teams on the weekend?
I don't have any like captains drafted up, but there's definitely quite a few players from the top teams, so it's good to see. So
we're seeing team immunity representatives, XL5.
There's actually no one from team immunity signed up, but they're
gasp.
They're getting called out. What's done it? Called out live on Zoom.
That's it. They're too big now for our little community events, for grassroots events.
That's definitely the one. There's people from like Apex. Hello team, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, and X5. So yeah, it'll be good to see.
All right,
and then other big teams as well that I may not have named, but don't get offended.
They're just the ones Disconcur said.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of us who are currently on teams are like, we want to grow the scene, so we're really happy to have less experienced players on and help them out. It helps us as well. So
well, it's literally teaching the ropes. I mean, just a quick tie-in. I know there's been really great work going with the guys in the community, coaching less skilled players to get them up to a competitive standard. So it's the scene's really good at the moment. I love it. It's striving so much. Is there any final thoughts? Anything anyone wants to say about the ANZ Rumble on the weekend before we move on?
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Do it or watch
If Morton puts you on my team, you're very lucky.
Don't let your dreams.
We're in it to win it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Join the ANZ Rumble today. All right, guys, just a little bit more, a couple details. So it takes place on Saturday, the 3rd of October, starting at 10 a.m. AEST. AEST, yep. Basically, for those interested in watching, you can check out the stream at twitch.tv/Disconcur. Also, if you want to be part of the event, you got to sign up before 8 p.m. AEST, 2nd of October. That's Friday, for your spot to be on a team. If you sign up after that, you'll be in a sub list, so you still might get to play, but
you most likely will be put in a team, because there are a lot of people that don't show up for these kind of things. So
No worries. So
we're hoping
for people that don't show up without saying anything. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a whole team missing.
Yeah. All right, so Morton's just linked that in the chat. For the guys watching or listening at home, it will be in the descriptions and the blog post. So check that out, sign up for it. The first event was great, guys. You've got to be a part of this. I love it. The ANZ Rumble. And so we're just talking a little bit about growing the scene, and obviously the Rumble is a great way to introduce players to it. But for those teams who are a little bit established or are already competitive or want to get into the competitive scene, this week, well, this Sunday in particular, Sunday just gone past this week, we saw the weekly Swiss League start, being run by Happy Rage from XL5. I don't know if it's XL5 branded, but it is an ANZ weekly league. Pretty excited for it. I'll throw a link in the chat for you guys to go check that out. It is I believe it's a monthly restarting league. So it's a month of games for everyone that's signed up. And then at the end of a month, it gives teams the opportunity to get back into it. But I also believe there's a second set of weeklies starting as well, offset to this. So I'll put the link in the chat, hopefully. My document might be failing. Oh god, it's not working again for me. Anyway, so it's so I was going to ask this question to one of our guests that hasn't rocked up, so I'll ask you instead, Chop. So Chop, I see that in the weeklies, you've actually signed up to a permanent team, to a Hello Team. But I've normally seen you playing with, I've seen you playing with Apex guys from XL5. You kind of act as like a bit of a mercenary in the scene, don't you? Like filling in for people that need a member. What's changed? Why have you decided that the weeklies are where you're going to make yourself home to a team?
Well, as you said, like I had an opportunity, for example, to play with Apex for a couple weeks, and when we only really had the monthly format, it was very hard to even get scrims. Like Apex was one of the few teams that on a nightly basis was looking for scrims, but not many people were too active in that regard. And I guess, you know, because of the monthly system, teams would kind of scrub up, you know, pull together a day before the tournament, myself included, as a bit of a mercenary, and then you know, you get up against one of the teams that have been playing together for quite some time, you lose, and you know, the next tournament's in a month. So
you all blame each other. You go, Chop, it's your fault.
Exactly.
You're the
Everybody
worst.
hates each other, and it's not too great.
Team disbands.
Yeah. So I think a lot of us, like, we're not super incentivized by a big prize pool or anything, but we want to feel like we're competitive and having a lot of opportunities to be competitive. So the weeklies kind of give us an opportunity to do that. And I thought it was a great opportunity to really enter on a team.
Yeah, I know, Morton, you have a lot of involvement with Hello Team. You're almost like a pseudo manager for them.
Yeah, I'm like everyone's manager pretty much.
Yeah, you're the mercenary manager.
Yeah.
I'll have to change it to Morton's Babes.
I'm actually making a serious team called Morton. All female
Funny
members.
that you mentioned it.
Yeah, we actually do have 2 members so far, so if any girls are watching and aren't already in the team, want to join?
Call me. Morton's got his mobile ready. His digits will be in the chat.
That's it. Call 999 999 Morton's Babes.
But yeah, seriously though. Seriously.
I guess there's
Morton's mom and sister have currently entered, so we're looking for someone outside the family
to balance out the team. Beautiful. Or I guess
take this seriously, thanks.
Well, another awesome thing about the weeklies is the fact that it is a league and it is feeding into a regional table, so a regional ladder. So not only are teams competing against each other, winning and losing, there's a chance that you can actually say at the end of 6 months, you know what? We've been on top of the ladder for 6 months, boys. What does that mean for the community? Like having something like that, like really, like you talked about, money's not really a big thing, skins aren't a big thing. What does this regional ladder really mean for the team, for all the teams? Chop.
Yeah, I mean, you're constantly, you know, pitting the, I guess you're supposed to branch it off and have teams of equal skill levels playing each other, but then you really get some bragging rights and you get to see how matchups evolve over time, and you know, you have a chance to look at the replays, analyze your play, and then maybe next week or 2 weeks later you play that team again, and you know, you can make some revisions and see yourself really improve. I think it also gives the opportunity, like I think you had Babel on last week and he kind of mentioned it. The teams can sort of work together if they're not bitter enemies and help each other out and you know, improve their play that way. So I think it'll be great.
I think also the other factor you've got there is the fact that viewers can sort of formulate their favorite teams and their favorite players and that sort of thing. And from a viewing standpoint, it offers that depth to the games and the community for everyone else as well. So I think that's important to touch on. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a cool thought. That just leads really into my next point. And it's good that you brought up Amayze as well, because I was going to ask you the question too. So I'm picking on you tonight because you're a content creator and a streamer. We're planning to upload all the replays of the games once a week to like a replay pack that anyone can download and anyone can watch the replays. I don't know if you yourself may intend to do it, but what are your views on this? A place that people can go to get regular competitive replays from the ANZ scene to do whatever as a content creator. Like, how much does that excite you? Well, I think from my point of view, it's important that you've got the tools and the facilities to be able to make content, and I think it's already been proven from one of your podcasts previously that people watch it, people record parts of it, and people make videos from it. So, I mean, the fact that people can get their hands on this stuff is pretty important. So yeah, the fact that it's accessible on ANZHeroes.com is going to be a big deal for people who want to create content. And it also means that obviously more fans can get involved because they can do what they please with those replays and check them out in their own time. Yeah. Well, yeah, at least lots of people have talked about doing like weekly highlights or plays or best plays of ANZ, worst plays of ANZ. This is it. You know, this is people's opportunities to do it. So it's just before we move, just before we sort of move on a little bit, how do you feel, Morton, about this sort of event? Because we've only really got two event organisers in the ANZ scene at the moment. There's yourself and Happy Rage, both doing a fantastic job. How do you feel about this sort of event? What are your thoughts on it so far? I mean, we've only done it for a week, right? So we don't really have much to.
I think it's probably the best thing possible because people don't always have times to kind of play at a scheduled time, and then it's like one person in a team can't play, and then another team can't play. Yeah. And then playing whenever you can, and then being able to kind of watch replays, create content with it. It's just a general, just good idea to build up the community and the competitive community as well. Yeah, it just opens up so. I agree. It opens. It really feels like it's going to open up a lot. I just think it's just cool. And and
if I could add on to what Amayze was saying about the replays, just from a player's perspective, you know, if people watch those replays and look at it and say, well, why did someone on, you know, Team X do this? You know, most of the teams are fairly accessible, so if they want to hit us up and, you know, have a conversation, it opens up the door for that kind of thing too, to help them improve.
I'd say it's a really good stepping stone. Does anyone else have anything to say about the weeklies?
No. Just I'll be testing out my shoutcasting skills. Yeah. Chop will know, right? Right, Chop?
Of course, yeah. You've been working on it. Much improved.
Whilst in game, while I was dead.
But will Morton's Angels be registering for the weekend?
Give us a few weeks. Gotta
He's got to suss out the uniform and whatnot.
No, I got a uniform in mind, don't worry.
You got a uniform?
That was the first thing that came to mind.
G-rated and
oh god, the uniform's what started the entire process. I assume.
He didn't have a team name in mind. He was just like, I know what the uniform is.
Last time you were shopping at Sears.
We're going big.
Just the female section of like a dress shop. That's lovely. That's lovely.
Welcome to the NZ scene, new viewers.
For real.
Today, Morton went shopping at Sears. Tell us about you. Oh, best. All right, so the weekly is a really cool event, guys. If you want to check out the details, I believe I posted the link in chat a second ago. Obviously, I'll post the link in the description in the blog post as well, as all links will always be. Check out... Who's just messaged me then? I didn't turn a sound off some random program. Anyway, so... Yeah, check out ANZHeroes.com. That's the place where where I'm going to get weekly highlights, weekly replays will be up, and even the weekly ladder is actually hosted on ANZHeroes.com. Plus, ANZHeroes.com is a great site for lots of other Heroes of the Storm stuff in the NZ region. Check it out. All right, so moving on. So, all right, now the big one, boys, the PTR patch notes. So we are currently, after a little bit of a delay, they were meant to come out last week, but they didn't really come out to Monday. So currently the PTR is alive with the next edition of Heroes of the Storm. And from all the feedback and from what I'm seeing so far, I think we've got a winner here. Like, I think the next edition is looking amazing. Not only are we having heaps of changes coming to Heroes, a couple of really nice UI changes. We also have a new support hero coming out. There's Lieutenant Morales. I don't know. The StarCraft 2 medic. It's I'm pretty excited for it. So we won't cover everything in the patch because I did that once and everyone complained and told me it was the shittest show on the planet. So
exact words, no paraphrasing.
It's that's the nice version of it. So I think we might just highlight some stuff. So Amayze, before the show you were talking about it, and I think I'll ask you the question: There's some really nice user interface changes coming, or at least things listed under that heading. What's your favorite point to highlight from the user interface?
Well, I only needed to say one word when you asked me before: the load screen. The load screen is lovely. It's very attractive. Your objectives are clearly listed, which isn't important for people who know the game, but for everybody else, it's made things more accessible. And obviously, if you forget who you're playing against, like you were saying, you can see that in the load screen now. So that's pretty important. And also in quick matches, because obviously normally in quick matches you don't know what's happening until you're in the game, and now you can mentally prepare for the face rolling that you're about to witness. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's I like that. I forget who I'm playing against all the time, and the fact that now during the loading screen it's going to display your team and the player names and the enemy's team and their player names. I'm looking really for. I mean that. But let's be honest, that should have been in the game day one. Like, that should have been released, not the. And yeah, that's personal opinion there. Do you know what I'm actually really excited for, and I think Chop and Morton might be pretty keen for it as well. Is the multiple persons or the hosting of replays.
Yeah.
The fact that as a team that you can now all sit down in the same hosted match and watch one of your old replays. Now, I think that's just from a learning... Considering we talk about so much competitive play these days and the scene is growing so rapidly, I mean, I think this is just so clutch. And especially with the other replays, with the replay packs. Group of 5, you could have viewing parties. You could to watch other people's replays.
Don't need to watch streams anymore. God, rip Twitch.
So, Chop, tell us what does that mean for our teams being able to do this sort of replay action?
Yeah, it's massive. You'd think it would be such a basic thing, but it's really going to help quite a bit. Currently, when we want to review a game, we get everybody into a TeamSpeak channel and we say, okay, go to 2 minutes. Wait around for everyone to get to this set time. Do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on pause. Let's check it out. Oh wait, I accidentally went too far. I gotta go back. Oh, it's such a hassle for no reason. Looks like a small quality of life change. In reality, it's gonna save a lot of time and effort.
It's gonna make things. It's just gonna be easy. It's gonna make everything easier for for teams competing to really improve. All right. So I mean, there's just so much to talk about. So moving on, so there's been a lot of battleground changes as well, Morton. Did you have a chance to have a look at them yet at all, or?
Yeah, I've looked at a few of the changes.
So
I haven't looked at all of them.
That's right. Well, from the ones you've seen, what do you feel is like your biggest wow? That battleground is just so different now.
Probably Infernal Shrines.
Yeah.
Infernal Shrines. Garden Terrace is pretty big as well. With the plant that now disables the core.
Yeah.
Which could make some plays.
How massive is that?
Yeah.
That's just. It's gonna wreck so much face, and I think what the hell's happened to the Garden Terrace had it gets increased health now as well, as the game goes on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier.
Medivac the terror in, and just
Medivac the terror in.
It's the new strat.
Cool.
Oh yeah, is that a thing? Can you do that? Has
has
this been tested? That sounds awesome. So just going back to Infernal Shrines, it's Oh, Chops, I've had enough of this.
He doesn't like Infernal Shrines.
Or he's like, fuck, I have to go check this out. Garden Terror into the medivac.
But yeah, on the Infernal Shrines, they've changed quite a lot of the Punisher's kind of AI.
Yeah.
How it now only jumps to the closest person, so now it's not random and you just get screwed over and you don't know how to like counterplay it. So
yeah,
that's pretty big because the map was very snowbally, but as well as that, it was kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say RNG, but kind of sometimes it was like unlucky and But now it's better to have it kind of more less random stuff going on in the maps. That's good to see.
Well, I also read that you have to get more skulls now as well. Like you have to kill more minions.
40. It's up to 40.
Yeah.
Is that, what do you reckon, mate? Is that just a magical number Blizzard pulled out? Like, is 10 more skulls or minions really gonna change it?
Yeah, I reckon it'd be pretty big because I'm pretty sure they summon in kind of waves of 10. So, and there's quite a bit of delay between each wave. So that means you're waiting for that extra bit of delay and that extra 10 to come up. So it'll kind of punish the kind of like the Leorics, the Joannas who can just clear stuff instantly. Because then the enemy team, if they die or something, they can come back before you can cap them all instantly. So that's good.
The games I played yesterday, we actually, that first shrine opening, we managed to, like, both teams lost 3 players apiece and managed to fight over that first shrine for, like, a considerable amount of time. So it's changed the, like, if one team gets dominance in that first shrine, they can't take the whole thing and clear it in, like, obviously the short amount of time that it used to take. So that's made a huge difference, I think. Made it more competitive. For everyone, if you include some early heroes.
It's not just drawing it out, just making it longer. I mean, if your team gets swamped, you've still got like 10 seconds to get back into the game. Is it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's a good change or if it's a bad change. Just 40, it seems a little bit arbitrary to me.
It's not gonna. I think what it's done is it's made it so that it's not gonna snowball as quickly.
Yeah.
Like small mistakes at the start of the game aren't gonna end that map for you. That's the biggest thing. It's
a bit more, so it's just made the map a little bit more forgiving. In essence.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'd say.
All right. Well, that's the battlegrounds. That's the highlight. Guys, just remember that these are just some of the highlights from the patch notes. I mean, there is so many changes going on, and we've still got more to talk about because we've got the hero changes. I mean, this is the patch for the Warriors, isn't it? This is making
loads of hero changes.
Bring all the Warriors back up to speeds and stuff. We're not going to go through all the changes because I think we'd be here all night if we did that. So we'll start with Morton. So Morton, biggest hero change. Like what hero do you think is going to be massive?
I don't really look through them all, but I don't know. I just think the Warrior meta in general is just going to have a massive shift. Because before it was like Joanna, Leoric, Morton.
Yeah.
Pretty much every game, and then like a Arthas or a Tyrael. Yeah. But now buffing ETC, Diablo, Stitches, Chen.
Yeah.
It's going to be like add a lot more variety, which will be like really good to see because you'll see a lot more strats as well. Because the utility on those heroes are pretty unique, so it'll be good to see.
Yeah. All right. So if we just focus on Warrior, we'll just focus on Warrior. What's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? So there's 8 Warrior changes coming to effect. We've got Chen, Diablo, ETC, Johanna, Leoric, Morton, Rexxar, and Stitches. Out of those top 8, what do you reckon is going to be the most? Who's going to be revived in the games? Who's coming back? Your opinion?
I reckon Chen's going to be pretty good now.
Yeah, Chen already looks like a monster from what I've played.
Yeah, and he's got just a swag of talent changes, doesn't he? Like he's already traits, talents, abilities.
It's massive. So, it'll be good to see what people can do with him as well, because he's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, what about you, Choppy? So we've got.
I'd go with more of a dark horse actually. Yeah? I think Stitches is going to be really good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're buffing his health by about like 900 in total by level 20, and he also gets a new globe talent where every globe he gets permanently increases his max health by 30. So I think if you couple that with the base health gain, I think he's just going to be able to stand around almost like a Chen can do. But with the added utility of the hook and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that.
Is he tank replacement or still bruiser?
I don't know. I think they're trying to make him a tank replacement. It's hard to say, but I think he might be up there, especially when you factor in the nerfs to Johanna, Leoric, and other, more commonly used tanks right now.
Yeah. So they always get this thing thrown around with Stitches, and so they constantly want him to be the warrior you take to verse a mage composition. And it's always something that I'm not quite 100% sure what they mean in that regards. I don't think they've said it in the developer comments, but I've always heard this thing that, Stitches was pretty good against mages, or Stitches is an anti-mage style warrior. Does that hold ground, or is that just something that people make up in dark alleyways to scare children at night?
Right now, he's not great at anything, in my opinion, including mages. So I think Blizzard's just trying to say, to avoid saying he's complete garbage at the moment. Because they pretty much buffed him across the board. Maybe he can be an anti-mage now, just because he can disrupt their positioning if he lands a good hook and you blow up that mage. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just something I've heard it thrown out there, and I'm just wondering about it. It's maybe it's the health. I mean, I think it's what his level 1 talent. I think it is where he gets the new talent. Dampened magic. Apparently, every 8 seconds he gains a charge that reduces damage taken from the next incoming enemy ability by 50%. Did he? Because I've never played Stitch. I don't know if I've hardly ever played Stitch, I should say. Did he have something like that previous to this patch coming out? Or is this new? Is this the he's good against mages because he has this one talent that you'll probably never take?
That's actually a good question. I focused more on the health globe talent, but I guess depending on the comp you're playing against, you could go that. I'm not a tank player for any of the few teams I've played with.
Does Morton or Amayze, you guys have an opinion on that one, or was that overlooked?
I never play warrior, but if I do, I don't play Stitches. That's the
I've never played him ever. Even when he was free, I've never touched him.
Yeah.
So quality of life changes were needed, apparently, because none of us want to play him. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looked fun, but
I have to say there's that beautiful video of Stitches, right, where it's like meets the hero Stitches, and there's that opening bit where it's like, no one want to play with Stitches. It's like, Blizzard, were you future sighting when you made that video?
No kidding.
All right, Amayze. So we've been talking about warriors. Your top warrior out of the 8.
If I have to play a warrior, I'll jump on Meriden, just because I like the stun in solo queue. I would obviously pick something different if I was playing in a larger team comp. I did have a first-time game in my climb to rank 1 with Johanna, and failed dismally for pretty much all of the game, and then managed to turn it at the end with a 4-level disadvantage and win. So I like Johanna, but
Meriden's still going to be top. Well, not top king, but Meriden and Johanna are still going to be top spot tanks, aren't they? I mean, that's not.
I think the disruption that they bring is pretty overpowered. But
all right, so everyone will be other warriors will come up, but we're still going to see a lot of Johanna Meriden picks, possibly, but potentially. We'll see. We never know how. Like the PTR to live could be very, very different transformation. All right,
I think Meriden actually might jump ahead of Johanna, just because of the changes they're making to Johanna. She's getting nerfed pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
One of the really good things about her was you could hit a Blessed Shield from really far away, and it would stun for a long enough time that your team could run in, get there, and set up and kill someone. But now they've severely reduced that. So it'll be cool to see.
Yeah. All right, awesome. And just one last here I want to bring up, because I think, well, I guess if we could talk about two. Zeratul. What are they doing to Zeratul? Amayze. I'll get your thoughts on Zeratul first. What have they done to him? Is he no longer first ban?
Well, I can't speak for competitive play, but it's definitely taken a lot of the fun out of him for people who are at lower skill levels like myself. I mean, having that blink cooldown being so long was pretty forgiving for misplays, but they've also nerfed the cast range on the Void Prison, which I think is going to make a pretty big difference. Look, he still has pretty much the same kit. It's just you have to be a little bit more choosy about how you use it. That's the way I see it at the moment, anyway.
well, they've sort of increased his like he was already a relatively decent skill cap hero, just because he's so squishy. So they've removed his made his wormhole talent, reduced it from a 3-second window to a 2-second window. So you can't. It's less forgiving. A stun will ruin your day. There's no getting out of stuns, and reducing the cast range on his Void Prism. You're gonna have to get just that little bit closer now, and that is asking to be murdered. Do you think we're going to see a bit of reverse where like he's going to have to blink in to drop a Void Prism now?
I think that's probably. Well, I mean, good positioning at the end of the day. If you're over a wall already, you probably won't need to get much closer. But it is going to be more heavily reliant on your positioning at the beginning of fights, I think.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead, mate. You go ahead.
You got it. You sniped him.
Yeah, I look at the first two changes, the attack damage and the wormhole ones, as kind of minor because, like, if you're a good Zeratul player, when you jump in and do what you're gonna do before you blink back, you're not gonna get stunned. Yeah. So, the 2 seconds isn't gonna be the biggest deal. But I think the Void Prism range, like you said. I think that will be a big deal, hopefully. I think I speak for a lot of the community in saying that because nobody likes Zeratul. So hopefully it's not going to be as easy. Because when you're playing as Zeratul, you're just waiting for that exact moment when the heroes clump up in a certain way. But now you really need to be up in their face to be able to land that perfect VP. So hopefully it has a big effect.
All right. I'm really excited to see what that sort of changes to Zeratul. I wonder if you might get more Zeratul play now because he's not the first ban pick anymore. But you're right. If you're good with Zeratul, that's no changes. Who knows? Well, I'm terrible with Zeratul, so I don't know. So Morton, you can have the final thoughts on Zeratul.
I think not much is really going to change, to be honest. Just probably you'll get punished a bit more for bad positioning. That's about it. So it just kind of increases skill cap a bit more, but I don't think it'll really affect kind of competitive that much. Yeah, I don't think it would change too much really.
They're already at that skill level. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, that is the PTR patch notes. This could be going live maybe next week. It was on Monday. It should be going live next week maybe.
There were leaked dates, I think, data mine dates. I think it was the 6th or the 10th. So, the 6th would be next week. That's the Lieutenant Morales release.
Okay. Yeah,
the leaked one anyway.
And it sounds right. They normally PTR it for a week and then it gets released, or that's what they have been doing. All right. So moving on. So it's I'll just throw a little bit of plug for ANZ Heroes Untapped. For those who don't know, the show's going through a little bit of a change at the moment. So at the moment, you see I've got myself and 3 guests. Well, Heroes Untapped is looking for 2 more permanent hosts for the show. That's right, we won't be getting in 3 random guests each week. It will actually be 3 permanent members of ANZ Heroes and 1 guest. Hopefully to just bring up the show quality a bit, get 3 consistent people on talking about stuff so everyone can know and come to love them. Unfortunately, guys, Disconcur is still on the show. I'm not replacing myself.
I was going to apply for your role. No.
I want to.
My hopes and dreams.
Morton, you better take all those shirts back, mate.
That's it.
Yeah, how much I spent on these? I never wear one of these outside the podcast.
Yeah. I suppose it was for the interview.
Yeah.
All right, so guys,
I'm actually borrowing one of Morton's. I don't even know.
We mailed it to you yesterday.
We'll go back next week with your signature on it, mate.
Hello, Team Roster 2015 shop. All right, so guys, if you're interested, shoot an email to disconcur@gmail.com and just tell me why you want to be on our show, why you want to be a host on the show, and what you think you can really bring to the hosting team. Anyway, looking forward to those changes. Hopefully, I get the hosts by next week, and we can see the changes then. If not, it'll be the following weeks. All right, and also I just want to do a quick shout out to No Shows AU.
Rip.
They recently disbanded due to conflicts of time schedules and I guess general interest in the game. It's sad to see the team go. I mean, they were a long-standing competitive team, and they had some really good plays, and I think they were very, loved team. I loved them. They were one of the first guys I shoutcasted a game for. So they hold a little special place in the disco heart. But,
they always had some quality banter as well, so rip that.
That's it. I think there's a couple of members in the stream channel tonight.
Yeah, you can tell which ones.
Oh yeah, they stand out.
They're the quality members of the ANZ community.
I think even a moment of silence could be in order.
A moment of silence. Should we do a 15-second moment of silence for no shows?
Can't do this.
Is anyone gonna watch?
Probably sufficient.
Yeah, this is way too long now. People be listening to the podcast and go, they didn't upload the rest of the episode.
I'd start tearing up if I was listening to this. Oh, Jesus. No shoes.
We need candles. We should have candles. No, thanks very much, guys, for your time in the community. Obviously, the players aren't gone. Like, we're still going to see them around playing. But it's just unfortunate. The quality of the scene hasn't improved. They've just stopped playing. Just stopped being. Sorry, guys. You're great. I love you guys. No Shows AU, place in my heart. One of the first games I ever casted.
Oh.
And moving on to much happier or interesting news. So I sort of threw this in here just to get some excitement for it. But Kruvin from Team Apex put a really cool post on the ANZ forums this week. He's really keen at trying to get or potentially get interest in a 2016 LAN event for the ANZ region for Heroes of the Storm. How awesome would that be? That's obviously it's going to be unfortunately be in probably Melbourne and Sydney because they just
unfortunately.
I live in WA and you live in another country. You should.
Oh well.
So is the Morton Kickstarter running yet for your plane flights for your tickets?
Nah, not yet. I'll be setting up soon. Just give me like $50 each, everyone in this Twitch chat, and I'll be alright.
Yeah, you'll be set. But, what is something like an event like that would like really do for the Heroes? Like, do we even have? I know Kruvin's trying to figure out numbers, but do you think the scene is big enough, or will be big enough by that time next year to host a huge LAN event? What do you reckon? What do you reckon, Shop?
Oh. That's a good question. It really depends on how many people are expressing interest versus are actually planning on showing up.
Yes, I would come to one that was in my garage. Tick.
Yeah, I think it depends on who all decides to show up too. Figure once Morton's new team wins a few tournaments, he'll have the money to come on over as well.
If Morton's Angels are going to be
exactly
signing or something, then
that's.
I think given the amount of hype that Blizzard have put around the cash injection that they're putting into promoting esports in 2016, I think there's going to be a lot more traffic coming towards the games, Heroes, and obviously Overwatch when that happens. But yeah, they've said that they're going to be doing a lot with Heroes in 2016, so that I think is going to increase the amount of gameplay we see.
All right, so it's possible that a 2016 LAN event might be doable to some capacity. Maybe it's not as big as we all think. Maybe a 32-64 player thing. Like how it'd be awesome. Definitely be awesome. So guys, I just dropped a Google document that Kruvin set up to try and get interest or excitement for a 2016 LAN event. Check it out. If you think it's interesting, sign up for it. I mean, if we get enough people, I mean, I'll go there. I live in WA, but heck, I'll think about putting my computer in a suitcase and getting on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Do you like what do you do? Like how do you use suitcase computers? Or do you just rent one while you're over there?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you'd probably be able to get sponsors and stuff to set up the computers, and then even then, if they weren't paying completely for the computer hire, you could like get someone to pay like I don't know, $20 ticket entry or something.
So that's not a bad idea. You could maybe get subsidized.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Kruvin?
Okay. Yeah, I know Kruvin's talked to me about it a little bit, and I think he has connections with some sponsors who would, if we showed enough interest, they'd be willing to host it. So
oh, that's pretty.
It would be, like you said, a ton of fun if we could get everyone together.
I have this thing like, how can you make something better and it's always about being able to be in the same room where you can punch someone in the face. I
think a lot of those would be directed to Morton if
I got beat with the whole community.
They'd be like, where's our skins? We won the tournament.
Hey, I gave out my skins 2 minutes after the event, you know.
Yeah, but one of them didn't work, mate. What happened there?
I hooked him up. I hooked him up with something special as well as the skin afterwards. Don't worry.
We don't want to know, mate.
Yeah, you don't.
you have said too much. Too much more.
Hero League's a scary place.
Oh, best. All right, so that is all the news and all the cool events happening in the ANZ region this week. So get excited, guys. Check out the weeklies. Get ready for the ANZ Royal Rumble. Sign up for Kruvin's thing. Show Flash Kick from No Shows AU respect for his team disbanding. And don't forget, we're looking for hosts on the show. And check out the patch notes. That is it. We will call the show there tonight because how much bandwidth have I used? So it's actually I haven't used that much. That's not good. What settings am I running this on? We can keep going. Awesome. So I only have 5 gigs left for my monthly allowance on my internet at the moment. So I'm just concerned that halfway through the show it's like drop out. But we will end the show there anyway. Thanks very much for coming on the show, guys. Morton, do a final shout out, and where can we discuss more awesome future events with you?
Shout out. I'll just shout out the Rumble on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sign up to that, plan it, watch it, whatever. And then if you have any questions, just add me in game Morton #1373 or Twitter, which is Morton D Short.
Yeah.
You can message me on that if you have any questions.
Too easy. And Chop, thank you very much for being on the show, mate. We had a little bit of issues at the start of the show, but we pushed through, and we got there. The stream didn't cut out halfway through. You didn't cut out halfway through. There was that little bit of a, I don't know. You got up to leave the stream for something. Garden of Terror. Screw your Garden of Terror, bruh.
Yeah, someone started knocking on my door. I feel terrible, so I'm very sorry about the malfunctions.
It's all right.
The late start was 100% my fault. Had nothing
I know who's
to do with
not
it.
coming on here again.
You're blacklisted.
Nobio.
Yeah.
I'm not too networked anywhere, but shop number 1227. If you guys want to get in touch, I'm on TeamSpeak a lot. Not too hanging out with everybody.
That's
TeamSpeak.
Sweet.
Shout out to that.
To the TeamSpeak.
And shout out to No Shows as well, because I had some decent games against them, especially as I was starting to pick up this game. So
yeah.
Great group of guys.
I started some great games once I knew how to play. And awesome. And Amayze, thank you very much for staying up for the show. I know you're WA, but this was off the back of a stream, wasn't it?
No, I didn't stream.
I didn't stream.
Too much flu.
Oh, no. You want to be your best for the show. I understand.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
No, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Awesome. Where can if people want to check out Amayze, where they can watch you? Where can they watch your live streams?
If people want to see some videos made by somebody who's crap at the game and managed to get rank 1, my channel is just Amayze, AMAYZE on YouTube, and I do streams every now and then. Morton comes by every now and then, trolls me in chat. So yeah, that's where you can find me if you want to. And Amayze Daz on Twitter.
Right, awesome.
Might be from Disconcur.
We will through all the everyone's Twitter handles and stuff in blog posts and future events as well, so you guys can check that out too. And I'm Disconcur. Thanks for watching, everyone. You can find me on Twitter at Disconcur. You can find me on Facebook, Disconcur, and basically just type in Disconcur and I will appear in one way, shape, or form. Don't forget to send me an email if you want to be a host. disconcur@gmail.com of the show. And really, guys, check out anzheroes.com. It is the community website for the ANZ scene. Check it out. It's got lots of great news, updates. Tries to be daily. We try our best, but I know we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thanks very much, everyone, for watching. It's been brilliant having you guys here, and I hope your week in the Nexus brings you much joy and not that much sadness. Anyway, laters.